P90 can be an incredible weapon in Warzone if you use it right. It's got a high fire rate, long range and a big magazine, so it sits somewhere between an assault rifle and an SMG. You can decimate players at both long range and close quarters with this gun, and it's that variety that makes it so powerful. This video is going to show you my personal favourite class setup for the P90, as well as some gameplay advice for using it effectively. If you routinely pick up specialised weapons such as thermal snipers or shotguns, then this class is the perfect option. This class is designed for both solos and team use, so it should be useful for anyone. Whether you're going for high kills or wins, this gun can serve you extremely well. Now there are two things that really let this gun shine in Warzone, and these principles are what will form the foundation of this class. The first is being able to take advantage of the long range firepower the P90 offers. This means you can challenge people at a variety of ranges with confidence, and this is so important because it allows you a lot more choice with the secondary you carry. You can grab a specialised weapon such as a shotgun or sniper, which is specifically designed for one range only, and relax knowing the P90 will take care of anything else. The second principle of this class is to really get the most out of the high fire rate this gun offers. This lets the gun shine at medium to short range, but can be a problem at longer range engagements due to the recoil if you aren't careful. Fortunately, we can use attachments to compensate for this, while still getting the most out of the high fire rate at close range. So the first attachment in this build is going to be the 1 megawatt tactical laser. This gives you better hip fire accuracy without being visible to enemies. This means that you'll be better suited for dealing with those close range engagements if you happen across enemies by surprise. It'll let you stay mobile and use hip fire effectively in a pinch. The high fire rate of the P90 can be lethal at close range, and this laser lets you get the most out of that. Now I'm aware the 5 megawatt laser makes the hip fire even more accurate, but the problem is its visibility. You can get away with that attachment on a shotgun, as they simply deal so much insanely high damage at close range that it doesn't really make a difference if anyone knows you're coming. If someone spots the laser on a shotgun, chances are they're so close it won't make a difference. A P90 may well be good at close range, but there are things that are going to beat it. If you have a hyper aggressive playstyle, then maybe stick on the 5 megawatt, but for the rest of us, stick to the 1 megawatt option. It's a happy middle ground between offering you increased accuracy when panic firing and staying out of sight. It also means that the tiny mobility losses later in this class are going to be countered nicely. In order to get even more out of the fire rate, we're also going to be using the fly strap stock. This gives your mobility a boost, keeping your weapon play fast paced and agile. Being able to lay down a hail of bullets with the P90 is all well and good, but if you're a sitting duck the whole time, you'll never get the chance. In order to get the most out of the fire rate, you need to be able to be fast moving at close range. This will let you exploit the P90 whilst remaining a difficult to hit target. This is even more important if you're dealing with multiple players, as you'll obviously have multiple guns pointing your way. Staying out of the firing line and being able to quickly move to a new advantageous position is absolutely crucial with this gun. If you want to have the flexibility given to you by this gun, you can't neglect its close range performance. There's never going to be a time when moving quickly is a hindrance to you, hence why I think this attachment is so important. Shifting to focus on the long range power of the P90, we're going to be using the FSS 10.6 Pro barrel. Adding this increases bullet velocity as well as effective range, with only a tiny hit to mobility. It means you get to maximise the range and allows you to effectively target longer range enemies with this gun. The tiny mobility drop is barely noticeable and is more than countered by the other attachments in this class. It's important for the class that you can use the P90 in most engagements and environments, and this barrel lets you do that. There's no point having this gun ineffective at medium range, as at that point the gun loses purpose. If you can't challenge people in this scenario, then you're going to be left running and vulnerable. Attachment number 4 further preserves the P90's range, so you're going to be using the rubberized grip tape underbarrel option. This drops the vertical recoil, improves range and damage, with only a slight hit to aim down sight speed. This is countered though by the laser we added earlier, as you have a reduced need to aim down sights anyway. The positives of this attachment maximise this gun's long range potential, allowing you to take out distant targets with relative ease. You can effectively challenge any assault rifle with this, giving you that extra bit of confidence for longer range engagements. Last but by no means least is the tactical suppressor. This reduces firing sound and keeps you off the map. A suppressor is crucial no matter what class you're using, and the same goes here. A suppressor will preserve the stealth advantage that's so important in Warzone. If you're dealing with multiple enemies, it means they'll have a harder time tracking you. If you're sneaking up on players, you can preserve your stealth and deal as much damage as possible before they figure out where you are. Plus, it makes it harder for enemy players and teams to ambush you after a fight, as they simply won't know where you are. Having a suppressor lets you move through the map, dealing damage without leaving a trace. If you want to play exclusively aggressively, you might be able to get rid of it, but good luck. Competitive players, a suppressor is a mandatory attachment, in most cases. I won't be covering secondaries in this setup, as that's entirely down to you. For lethals and tacticals, I'd say C4 and a heartbeat sensor are your best options. C4 is amazing at close range and can be used in a variety of scenarios. Whether it's dealing damage to multiple enemies or clearing rooms, you'll be grateful to have it. The heartbeat sensor offers you a tactical advantage in close to medium range scenarios. It will that you see the enemy players before they're on top of you, letting you plan your movements to your advantage. The heartbeat sensor lets you tackle enemies at optimal range for you, rather than being taken on by surprise. Obviously, Ghost keeps players off of this, but there's nothing to be done about that. Just listen out for footsteps and you'll be alright. Make sure you don't become overly reliant on your heartbeat sensor, as this can cause you problems if you aren't aware and ready for any unexpected enemies. Perk wise, the first thing we're going to be using is Cold Blooded. Given that you're about to be engaging players at range, you're going to have long range lines of sight to worry about. Cold Blooded makes it that much harder for thermal sight to pick you out, protecting you from long range snipers and the like. It offers you a kind of comfort blanket, knowing that you're much harder to pick out and track. It fits nicely with the long range potential of the P90. Not worried about being picked off from miles away is very comforting and useful in Warzone. Perk 2, as ever, is going to be Ghost. It will preserve the stealth advantage that is permanently helpful in Warzone. Staying off of UAVs means you don't have to worry about aggressive players chasing you down or your position being exposed. It only gets more and more useful as the range shrinks and player density goes up. Staying off of heartbeat sensors is an added bonus. It means you can catch players off guard who overly rely on them, like I touched upon earlier. As we added the suppressors earlier in this build as well, this class is perfectly designed for stealthy play, as nothing will put you on the map. Perk 3 is going to be Amped, so you can get those quick weapon swaps in. This links extremely closely with the playstyle that goes with this class, so I'm going to explain the two together. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this class is perfect for those of you who pick up snipers and shotguns in Warzone. That's because of its close range and long range potential. It means you can run your specialised weapon, a long range thermal sniper or spam fire shotgun, and have a trusty weapon for all other range engagements. That's why Amped is so important. If you're caught with your specialised weapon out, then you want to be able to switch to this all-rounder as fast as possible. There's no way you can reliably return fire with a sniper at close range or a shotgun at any range bar point blank. I'd recommend playing building to building with this class, avoiding tight spaces and favouring high ground. You'll get the most out of this gun at short to medium range, and playing buildings allows you to do so. Make the most of using this weapon whenever your specialised gun doesn't stack up, as you can be sure the P90 will carry you through. There's never a reasonable scenario when this gun will let you down. Yes, if you try to challenge a sniper with it, you'll probably lose, but the same goes for any other gun. There's very few weapons out there that offer such a sweet middle ground between close range firepower and medium to long range accuracy. You can get nice and aggressive with it as well, knowing the high fire rate and laser are more than ample for close range encounters. Whatever your strengths are, this gun will let you play to them. It's so diverse that it can be used in just about any situation.